Welcome to part 2 of finding the right homeschool curriculum for your family. For this workshop, I'm going to be showing you the differences between an open and go style curriculum and a custom, more comprehensive homeschool curriculum. I have several examples out that I'm going to be showing you of each. Just know that there are hundreds of options out there. I'm just showing you what we currently have here in our homeschool. So remember, these are just examples. So let's get into it. So we'll start with our open and go curriculum side of the table. An open and go curriculum is exactly how it sounds. You can simply just pick up your book and get to work. There's not a bunch of materials that you have to gather. It's not like you have to go out and find a bunch of books or resources to go along with your lesson for the day. Everything is right there for you. Now, not all open and go curriculums can be treated equally. We have some open and go curriculums where truly all you need is just the book. There is no separate teacher's guide with curriculums like this. Your directions as the homeschooling teacher and the directions for your child are all within one book. So for example, you can see this acts as both your teacher guide and your student workbook. So it tells you exactly what you're going to say to your child. The activities for your child to do are right here in the book. There's nothing separate. What's nice about this is obviously it's convenient. You can throw this entire book just in your bag, head out for the day. You're not grabbing a bunch of materials to bring along with you. Everything is right here. The downside to a curriculum like this is because it is all in one, you'll see for your teaching sections, sometimes you might feel like it's not diving deep enough because they're just trying to fit everything into one booklet without making it huge. But curriculums like this work really well for a lot of families who don't want that added task of having to go collect a bunch of materials or carrying around a separate teacher's guide. You'll also find that there are other open and go curriculum companies who like to separate the teacher's guide from the student workbook. So this is one example. You can see how giant the teacher's guide is, but it's the same kind of idea where it's giving you your script, it's telling you what to say to your child. You can see this one also is showing pictures of what the student workbook looks like, so you know exactly what they're supposed to be doing. The benefit to this is that you're really diving deep into each lesson. This entire teacher's guide is teaching you how to teach. No student work is going into this book. The downside to curriculums that separate their teacher's guides from their student workbooks is obviously you have more books to juggle, right? You have your student workbook that they're working in and then your teacher's guide as well, which is why this is just such a personal decision. It's whatever works best for your family. Now we're going to switch gears and talk about custom or a more comprehensive homeschool curriculum. So examples of this would be something like a unit study. So for example, this is a science unit study. This particular one comes with the teacher's guide that tells you everything you're going to say, what your child's going to be doing for the day. But unit studies like this typically will take a little more preparation on the parent side of things. So you can see I have a whole bin of stuff that we're going to be using throughout this unit study. Things that I've had to go to the store and purchase to go along with our lessons, different books that we're going to be reading from, different worksheets that we're pulling from. Obviously, the downside to doing a unit study style curriculum like this is that you're going to have to go out and get a lot more materials. There's a lot more things that you're going to have to store. However, there are also a lot of benefits to using a unit study. So for example, unit studies really allow you to dive deep into different topics. Every day might be a different experiment or activity, and typically unit studies are very hands-on as well. I personally like to use unit studies for subjects like science and social studies. However, there are unit study options out there that cover all the subjects. Another style of a more customized curriculum would be going with like a Charlotte Mason style. Now this right here is not necessarily a curriculum. This is actually Charlotte Mason's book. However, it does teach you how to homeschool from more of like a flexible, customized perspective. A Charlotte Mason style curriculum, if you can even call it a curriculum, would be more so teaching from things like living books. So using literature to teach all the different subjects. You can really customize your homeschooler's education using a style like this. Now the downside to using something like this is that it takes a little bit more work on your end as the teacher, as the parent. You're pulling from different books, you're aligning different lessons with the stories that you're reading for that day. So it might just feel like a little extra work on your end. However, there is something really beautiful about going with a style of homeschooling like this because you're not just reading from a script every single day, you're actually customizing each of your homeschool days to whatever your child's needs are. Now, I will link some options to both open and go and custom curriculums in the caption, so you can read through those. It'll just give you a general idea of what's out there. And another great resource that you can use to decide what's best for your family, simply just go onto YouTube and you can search Charlotte Mason style homeschooling or open and go style homeschooling, and you can actually watch videos of moms who are using both kinds of curriculum and see which one kind of fits your style better. So as always, let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I will see you for part number 3.